What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the C Square Podcast. I am your host, CJ. And first off, I want to say Happy New Year to everybody. We are back. We are back on our bullshit, and we're here to spice it up again. And why not start with one of the scariest movies in history that's being brought back to life on April 23rd, Evil Dead Rise. I'm so fucking excited. This will be more of a review with all of yous rather than me reacting to it. I don't want to sit here and fake a reaction. We're going to look at this shit and go through it and get in depth with it because Evil Dead alone has this thing about it. The monsters, the gore, the voices is fucking scary. And I've always been scared of this movie. One of the only movies that really scare me horror-wise, because horror is my favorite genre. This will be the first ever scare or stare with Evil Dead Rise. On April 21st, Evil Dead Rise comes to theaters. This was written and directed by Lee Cronin, who is also the writer and director of the 2019 horror film The Hole in the Ground. I've never seen this, but I feel like I should, just so I can get a little more backstory and see his eye, okay? Evil Dead Rise, this is the fifth installment of the Evil Dead series. And it's said to be the most goriest and the most bloodiest of them all. This film was originally going to be made for HBO Max and has been changed to theaters. That to me tells me there's something going down. Like this is a pretty good scary ass movie. In this film, we're following Beth, who takes a visit to her older sister, Ellie, who is raising 3 kids on her own in their LA apartment. Okay, so the sisters, they have a reunion, and it's cut short by the discovery of a mysterious book kept in the bottom of Ellie's building. Now, we all know what book is found. This book, I do not want to mispronounce the name of it, but it's the Necronomicon Ex Mortis, also known as Book of the Dead. So I could have just said that, but I wanted to stay true to the movie. So this book opens up the gates of hell, flesh-eating demons, all this stuff, possession to people, and sure enough, it's Evil Dead, so you know where we're going with this. Now Beth is battling for survival as she's faced with the most nightmarish version of sisterhood and motherhood imaginable. Lord Jesus. Yeah, this is gonna be pretty crazy. Before we get into the trailer, because I do want to watch it with y'all, I don't want to not watch it. The Evil Dead first movie came out in 1981. Evil Dead 2 came out in 87. Army of Darkness came out in 1992. And then the remake Evil Dead came out 2013. And then now Evil Dead Rise 2023. So that's 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 23. 10... I really had to count. 10 years later, happy 2023, y'all. 10 years later, Evil Dead Rise is coming out. All right, so let's get into this trailer.
What's up, sis?
It's a lot.
Yeah, that looks beautiful. It was the perfect day. And all I could think about was how much I wanted to cut you all open and then climb inside your bodies. So that we could stay one happy family.
Wow. When I tell you I am ready for this,
What is this, Dad? I found it.
of course you found it.
Open up there.
Mm-mm.
You don't look so good, Mom.
Nothing. Big old kiss from you won't fix.
promise? You'd be a good mom someday, honey. Oh, yeah? Yeah. You know how to like kids. Mom?
Mommy's let the maggots now.
Yeah, that trailer right there, that's some shit. That is some scary shit. I don't know how I would feel filming this movie, being a part of this whole process, especially if I'm one of the possessed ones. Just the acting of it, or even not being a possessed one, just knowing that something's chased me, or I have to react to someone that just looks or is that way. There's a lot that goes into this, and I really don't know how to feel about this. In a scared way, okay? So you already know this has my vote for scare. I don't even want to waste the time for that. Scare us there. This is a scare for me. 1,000,000,000%. Okay, scared down house boots, whatever you want to call it. This to me gives me the horror that's needed right now. That edginess, that goriness, that just that level of taking it there. And it's just a trailer. We didn't even get to see the movie yet. But for me, just from seeing that so far, that's what I want to see. That's gonna scare me. If I got scared from a trailer, then come on, it's definitely worth going to see in the theaters. HBO Max, I mean, it could have been, regardless, it's gonna be good. But in the theaters, loud, a big ass screen, and it's just screaming at you. I think that's the perfect place and the perfect thing to do because whoop whoop whoop. Oh my god. It just looks amazing. I do want to share a few screenshots that I have. Boom. So yes, this first scene here. So I say this clip because this whole setup to me gives me like some type of connection story. I'm like, oh my god, did they go to like Camp Crystal Lake? Like this is so giving me Freddy versus Jason when they were fighting when they were fighting at the ending, and they're about to like kill each other off and take each other's arm and heads off and stuff. This definitely gave me that vibe, and that'll be so hot if Jason Voorhees was a part of this, because like, isn't it like, I don't know, if he's a part of the book somehow or something. That's just me and my brain, but I think that this scene here reminded me of that the most at Camp Crystal Lake, and it was really, really cool. Then we go to this scene here. This is kind of creepy. I wasn't sure who was at the end, if it was the older lady or that looks like a little girl. Like if that's the little girl at the end or something. Like everyone's dead. Like this is crazy. Because they are in an apartment building. So they're in an apartment building for this one. And as I said in the beginning when I explained the movie, and you can pretty much tell everyone on this floor, whatever floor they live on, is dead in the hallway. Unless those are the people from the trailer. But it's just too many people. Yeah, some shit happening. There's a lot of people dead. Ooh. Then this scene here, getting to here. Whose fucking idea was it to say, let's pull someone's scalp out by their goddamn hair? But this scene right here, what the fuck? Look at that. And this is in the preview. This is in the goddamn preview. Love it. Oh, then this scene coming up next. I would not. Once I peeked through and saw this, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. What is this? And why are you talking to her? I would have just looked. I don't care if that's not mommy. I would have looked and left. But, of course, the movie got to go on. But damn. She looks like a mixture of, like, the Joker. And the Joker had, like, some scarecrow gas or something with some cool zombie contacts. I don't know. She just looks all fucked up, which is amazing because that's what they needed to put out. And she reaches through and chokes the shit out of her. Oh my god. Look at the face there. And it's more of, it's the way it's done. Like you I feel like you always see faces and scary things like this in horror movies. A lot of the times when it deals with possession and stuff, like it's kind of a similar type of feel or look they tend to give. But for some reason this one, and for Evil Dead period, for some reason they're just on it when it comes to the looks of that scary shit. They just know how to make it good. Then, going through the door, once again, give me my eggs! I was cooking them. Ah, what a yeah. Then we skip to here. So this is another person. I believe is that the boy or the girl? I think that's the boy. But they seem to be possessed now as well. And I believe it's the same person here. If I look close enough, I believe that's the same person eating glass. And correct me or not, I used to think that this scene here was like the wrist or something. I think that's the throat. It would make sense if they're chewing the glass and they're swallowing it and it's poking through the neck. Who thinks of this shit? This is really sick. Really sick in the best way possible. I'm so excited. Like, it makes me nasty that I'm so excited to see that. One more time. What? And that must be like sugar cane or something, glass that they're biting on. Or how the hell do you do that? I mean, it's makeup effects, it's makeup everything. I'm sure it looks more than what it actually was to do. But then you have this, and oof. Love it. Then, of course, the chainsaw comes out in homage to the one and only Ash, the man that started it all. You see, I love how they brought this in it, even though they don't have Ash in it. If he does pop up in the movie, I won't be surprised. Somehow, some way. Even if he's just walking by or just something of something. But that'll be pretty cool to give him a little cameo. But she has the chainsaw there, and she's all covered in red mascara from Morphe that closed down, I guess. This is the mother again on the ceiling, yelling, screaming, about to attack. This is her smiling once again. She's like, I cleaned up a little bit, but I'm about to come back at you. This scene right here, I didn't realize this was the scalp that was pulled off in this goddamn clip right here. Whop! And then they got to the dock and boof, dropped it off. That's insane. That's a long time to hold it. So she must have walked all the way from the apartment building to this place here. Unless this is far away somewhere. Because well, maybe it's not far from the apartments. But who knows? Because they're in California. I don't really know California. Well, LA's map like that. So maybe. Who knows? But yes, after that, we get the infamous Book of the Dead, aka the is another word for it, the Naturam Demonto. I don't want to say these things too many times because I don't need this book appearing in the bottom of my house somehow and fucking lights flickering shit and not here, not today. Deal with enough of that being Puerto Rican. Yeah, so this is the infamous book that is in all Evil Dead movies. And this is where all the dead spirits and evil demons come out from once this book is open, read. It's pretty much like, what is it called? Pandora's box. It's Pandora's book. So the book should be in the box. So maybe the box is open and the book is there and they just open the book now. It's even worse. It's a lot. We got Pandora's book, Book of the Dead. And it looks really good, to be honest with you. Like this here, I really like how they I believe they upgraded it a little bit. I mean, I'm sure they did. They're not going to just leave it looking exactly the same from like part 1 or even maybe the 2013 movie. Like, I'm sure they gave it a little bit of an upgrade. But it looks really good with everything they showed in it. Like, if you zoom in, you can kind of see like, looks like a person with a knife to a girl's throat. She's getting stabbed. But it also looks like a face, like, right below. There's a lot going on in these visuals. Okay, so I guess there's a lot to study within these pictures, too, which is pretty cool. I like it how they have so many details that you can look into and learn more from. This is Ellie going through, Beth, I believe. Yeah, Beth is the sister, right? Let me see. We follow. Yes, so this has to be Beth going into her sister's kitchen, I believe. That was the scene. Yes. And this person here really is like fucking starving, like, feed me now. And it looks like a little boy. Maybe that's the one, yes, with the little swoop. I think that is the boy. A boy. I'm not sure. Let's just say they are on the counter trying to cook up something really good. As you can see, it looks like there's a little flame there going on. Unless that's shiny plastic. And they're just on the counter doing their shit. So she's like looking like, oh damn, like, you know, what are you making? Because this must be really good if you have all fours up there, you know. Very corny. Sorry, I just I could not think of what to say for this. But that looks fucking crazy. I would get beat my ass to death if I ever tried to do that in the kitchen cooking. Yeah, so it's this. Then this scene here. First off, I love the Scarlet Witch fingers of the possession. It kind of relates in the sense of Scarlet Witch with the black magic and everything, and you know how it possesses you. It kills her a little bit. Her fingers turn black, and I like that. I like that. I thought about that right now. Yeah, good. Then you go into her jumping on top of the person that she's about to stab in the eye with this. I believe it was one of the females or the sister. I think it's the sister. Not sure. Not sure. I gotta watch it again. But it just looks fucking crazy. This is like this close to her eye, as you can see. And knowing Evil Dead, they probably couldn't even show that on the preview. They take it there. That will go into that eye. You'll see the skin rubble up and just go everywhere. Yeah. Oh, then the cheese grater. This is the part where this character here throws it off the ground, and then it is caught by the boy, I believe, and he throws it down on her damn leg. I believe that's the same one that was on the kitchen counter cooking their life away. He stabs on her leg. I thought that part was pretty gruesome because I used to get cut as a kid grating cheese all the time on them damn things, and I'm like, ooh, just from a little finger cut, you know. But to feel it on my leg, ooh, I never thought about that. You know, that's a little different. That's kind of new. Then this scene here stuck out to me. Love it. Gives me Stranger Things vibes. It's giving me Freddy versus Jason when Freddy jumped out the water, or when what is his name from Stranger Things, the main monster guy, when he's like rising up in the new season that just came out. So yeah, with a V. Forgot his name. Let's call him Valerie. When Valerie is rising and stuff. So this to me seems like the getaway scene when they're all covered in red face and they're driving away. So clearly they got out the building somehow, and they're trying to get away. If they're getting chased by a demon, if she's like whoosh, going through the streets and just moving shit and jumping around and getting to the car, I think that's some dope shit. Then here, so let me zoom in real quick. This looks like pixelation to me. Not sure if that's the same boy on fire that was on the counter. But remember, there was a little flame I said earlier in the other picture. So maybe it is the same person. Who knows? But this scene here, boom. You are giving me The Shining. You are giving me just beauty in the most beastly way. No, beauty in horror, beauty in gore, beauty in just film, beauty in scenery. This is insane, this scene. With all the blood dripping through, not dripping, gut just tsunamiing through. Fuck that. That's what that was. A blood nami. That's what that is. And then it's even on the screen, as you can see, like that little big glob right there on the right side. It's blood. This was shot so good. And then mom coming out the bathtub, she finally took a bath because she knew she was dirty. She smelled like demons. But she still is possessed, so she still is demonified. Then she goes up from the water to the ceiling, and she just sticks there, and then she looks out, and that's when like she screams, and she's like, ah! And then she jumps over. There's actually, so those are all my screenshots there, so I'm gonna stop sharing this right now. There's actually another trailer that I saw from another channel that I love to watch. They reviewed it, and I would like to get their freaking names on here, but I'll give them a shout out next time because I love to watch so many different channels and reviews on the stuff I like, which is majority horror stuff and anything Marvel, MCU. That's me. Yeah, I stay there in that realm. But yeah, that right there is what I call an amazing horror movie trailer to get people hyped to go to the theaters for. Okay, so I do agree and love that it's no longer on HBO Max, because this right here just gives me movie theater level of much. And then when it does come back out on streaming platforms, which I'm sure it'll probably be on HBO Max, I'll watch it again. Because if it makes me go to the theater twice, then I'm definitely watching it when it comes out on TV. But regardless, I am going to watch it. I just hope it lives up to what the trailer is. A lot of these movies, the trailers are always good because you get to take some of the best parts. And that's just period with anything. And then you watch it, and then there's 50 hours of talking, and then like 3 seconds of, and then more talking, and then back to this, back to that. And that's what I hate about movies sometimes. But with Evil Dead, I've never really got that. Because I have seen, okay, so I'll be honest with you. I've seen part 1. I've seen part 2. Army of Darkness, not all of it. Evil Dead remake. I actually did go to the movies to see that. I did go to the movies, but I did not remember anything after the first day of watching it. It just didn't stick with me then. But it was good. It was not bad. It was pretty gory. To me, sometimes I was like, oh, it's too much for no reason. But I mean, that was 2013. I was young. Maybe if I watch it now, I'll understand it a lot more. That's what I'm gonna do. I should watch them all before this one comes out. I think I'm going to try and aim for that, but let's see what happens there. So yes, guys, thank you so much for tuning in with me and going over Evil Dead Rise.